runs in bunches the first two nights of this series. 24 total runs. 18 have been scored via 11 combined homers.
Dodgers have gotten a lot of runs via the home run on the season. They are second in the major leagues as far as that reliance, but they continue to rely on it as we see the spray chart of all the dingers we have seen here in this series.
Out homering the Rangers 6-5, and they are 9-0 when they out homer their opponent. Roki Sasaki going to try and keep the Rangers in the yard, making his third start of the season and trying to have one clean one to build some confidence upon.
Yeah, it'd be nice to post about 6 zeros, keep the pitch count in order, but to do that, he's going to need some first pitch strikes, because when he goes 1-0 compared to 0-1, the walks start to pile up, and the mistakes. He's given up almost a hit an inning. Most of those hits were against Washington, which he wants to respond to that outing. Here's the selection of pitches he will use. The slider throwing it more for strikes compared to the sweeper last year. The splitter, a 125 batting average, but it would help. Even if that batting average went up a little bit, he needs to land that pitch a little bit more.
Both teams switching up their starting lineups on this Sunday. For the Rangers, Nimmo at the top. Evan Carter elevates to the 2-hole. Corey Seager will bat third at short. Jake Berger to clean up at first. Jock Peterson bats fifth as the DH. Then it's Jansen, Josh Smith, Josh Young, and Ezekiel Duran. For the one-time Dodger and first-year Ranger skipper Skip Schumacher. So here we go on this Sunday. Ball one outside to Brandon Nimmo, who had himself a really strong Saturday night. And Nimmo continues the hit trend. A base hit into right to start the game.
This one a little shorter than these flashbacks we're going to show. This one to left center, showing the oppo power, the first batter of the game, and then one he pulls on a breaking ball down and in. Just now another slash going away.
Off the end of the bat. But still for Nimmo, his fifth hit in 9 ABs this series. Ball outside to Evan Carter. So, or you made mention of it, diving deeper in on the point about Roki Sasaki, ball one compared to strike one.
Yeah, it puts them in hitters counts against him, and he also then builds those to walks. And so, yeah, this 2-0 count is not a good beginning so far after giving up the hit. He's been successful first time through as far as the first plate appearances. It's the second and third time through. If he can get to those, he doesn't want the opposing team to start eliminating pitches and eliminating counts of when they're going to attack.
2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Catches the corner. Carter tilts head, but feels too early to challenge. When Roki Sasaki delivers strike one, he has yet to walk a batter this year. Three and one. Comparatively, when it's 1-0, first pitch to ball, 5 walks compared to just 3 Ks.
And that's just in 9 innings. We're on the brink of one more here, but he also could be on the brink of a double play ball.
Down the chute, full count.
Good height on that pitch to get a double play ball.
Roki's payoff with Nimmo running is ball 4, and the first 2 are on for Texas.
Shortstop, number 5.
One of the things as a pitcher, when they say, you know, you got to get to him early, because the pitcher's trying to figure out his release point, how it feels from the bullpen compared to the game mound. And you also need to take inventory of your spray pattern. And right now, Roki is missing arm side high or arm side wide.
2 on, nobody out. Here's Corey Seager. And Dodger fans well aware, Corey Seager loves fastballs. Sasaki beats him with one at 97.
When it is a fastball, Corey is less selective. He likes the heater so much he'll expand.
Bounces a second strike toward his own dugout.
So we've seen a splitter that's up and he gets a strike from it. If he goes back to the splitter, he needs to throw it right down the middle, waist high, and let it end up in the dirt. Close. The index finger took over on that one. That's why it went more left to right than straight down.
Two balls, two strikes, two on, nobody out. Seager once again does not chase.
This is where you got to make the adjustment. Even the splitter is wide right. Throw it inside to him, and it's probably going to be on the outside corner.
After a couple of shakes to Dalton Rushing, the payoff pitch. Fastball by him, strike three.
97 located slightly up in the strike zone because the split slowed him down. He beats Corey Seager to that one.
21, Jake Berger.
First strikeout for Sasaki. 6 away from free Jumbo Jacks tomorrow in Los Angeles after you buy a large beverage. Now the first baseman, Jake Berger, was 0 for 8 in this series. Wave and a miss, strike one. And there's another 0-2.
The splitter is nasty. We just got to get it moved over a little bit or even a lot. In some ways, he needs to think about throwing it at the left-hand batter's box, and then it would be awesome down the middle.
On a 1-2 pitch, Sasaki gets his sword and strike three. Back-to-back Ks, 2 gone.
Base hit, walk, strikeout, strikeout. Batters 3 and batters 4. He looks like 2025. Batters 1 and batters 2. He needs not have that happen.
First 2 on, the last 2 out. 1 more to go. It's the former Dodger Jock Peterson.
Every batter has seen a first pitch breaking ball or splitter. I would think the same thing's going to happen here. Wow.
Fastball up and away. 1 ball, no strikes on Jock.
So the #1 fastball hitter on their team.
Peterson 1 for 3 in this series, was 0 for 2, struck out twice yesterday. Good slider in there to even the count. Ball and a strike. And Peterson swings through, strike 2.
There's the best splitter. It has the action. It went straight down and it was on the plate. Go again. Go a little lower.
Sasaki needs 1 more strike here in the first. And he's got it. First 2 on, strikes out the next 3 to put up a 0. Here's the Dodgers starting lineup, brought to you by your SoCal Health helpful Honda dealers. Ohtani and Tucker the first two, and for the first time in his career, Andy Pages will bat third. Freddie Freeman cleaning up at first base. Max Muncy at the hot corner. Alex Freeland bats sixth at second. Dalton Rushing doing the catching. Alex Coleman left and Ha-Seong Kim at short. Here's Verizon Wireless Straight Talk stats. Looking at Jacob deGrom. Second best ERA since 1920, trailing a familiar name, Clayton Kershaw. His first pitch of the day. Ohtani is all over it. A towering shot in the air to right, and it is gone. The first ever meeting between Ohtani and deGrom, and it lasts just one pitch. He ambushes it for a leadoff homer. Back-to-back games with a leadoff shot for Shohei as Tucker skies one. Shallow left center field. Carter using the glove to shield the sun and make the play.
Let's go a replay from yesterday. First batter for the Dodgers. This tied the game. And now fast forward to today. This put the Dodgers on top. He says he's best in May, but he's finishing off April very well in good form.
'26 career leadoff homer and number 20 as a Dodger. 1-0 in a blink. Now Andy Pages. Well, Oral, you brought it up in the open. If you're going to get to Jacob deGrom, he has been prone to the long ball.
It's interesting that Ohtani was the first batter of the game, of course. His last outing against Seattle, the second batter of the game, Cal Raleigh, took him deep. And after that, the next 15 batters went 0 for 14.
Pages pushes it to right. Waiting on it is Nimmo. 2 out. Well, whereas Shohei had never seen deGrom before today, which is kind of hard to believe. Freddie Freeman, he's seen Jacob deGrom a lot. No hitter has faced the right-hander as often as Freddie Freeman. 77 plate appearances. He has the most hits against deGrom, but also the most K.
It's a great challenge for both of these guys. deGrom against Freeman. This is something you pay to watch.
On a 1-1, Freeman swings through, strike 2. Lifetime, Freddie 16 for 69. That's a .232 batting average. 5 of those hits have gone for extra bases, 3 home runs. Stays alive, cueing one foul. deGrom has punched his ticket 21 times. All their time shared together in the National League East. Another 1-2 on the way. And Freddie pulls it down the right field side and hooks foul. How he pulled the hands in on that.
deGrom wanted the ball away. The last 2 pitches, he's missed location and been disgusted with himself. You can tell we've seen already in this series with the 2 Dodger victories what the lefties can do with something down and in. They're coming there.
That's a good pitch. Called the ball, but a challenge from Danny Jansen. An ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile. And that's strike 3. It ends the first inning, but it started with a bomb. Shohei Ohtani. Third time in his career he's hit leadoff homers in back-to-back games. A 1-0 lead for Roki Sasaki. Top of the second, Dodgers up 1-0 thanks to Shohei Ohtani's 20th Dodger leadoff home run. Strike one. Delivered to Jansen. There are a lot of strikes from Sasaki in that first inning. 3 straight punch-outs. Now 4 away from free jumbo jacks tomorrow in L.A. Of those 3 first-inning Ks, Oral, 2 of them came against fastballs. And that is noteworthy because he had just 1 strikeout on a fastball in his first 9 innings over those first 2 starts.
But the majority of the pitches to those hitters were off speed, so it set up the fastball, which is known as pitching backwards. Forward is using your fastball to get ahead and then putting them away with your off-speed stuff. Backwards is using your off-speed stuff to slow them down and then putting them away with the fastball.
The graphic just showed you the fastball velocity for Roki on average right now, tick above 97. It was 97.6 in his season debut, down a little bit against the Nationals last Sunday in D.C. at 96.6, but it's definitely back up again here at home. But it's a leadoff walk, and that is the first walk issued all year after throwing a first pitch strike.
Second baseman, number 8, Josh Smith.
He's making subtle adjustments in his mechanics, and so sometimes we see these patches of inconsistency.
In the 7th spot, Josh Smith takes a fastball low and away. Smith is 1 for 6 in this series. He has struck out 3 times. Won the Silver Slugger in 2024 at the utility spot in the American League. Half-hearted swing, 1-1.
He's made a nice adjustment back from the first inning of getting the breaking balls on the plate, specifically really the splitter.
Jammed and popped him up. Going back from third is Muncy. Along the line, he reaches up and makes the catch. Nicely done by Muncy for the first out of the second.
As far as Max had to go for that ball, I'm sure his ears were open waiting for Alex's call. The more steps you make as a shortstop or third baseman, you got to keep your ears open because the left fielder might be coming. See, Alex's call is busting it, but he sees that it's probably not going to get there, so he stays out of Muncy's way.
1 on, 1 out. Josh Young swings through a strike. First pitch slider.
He's gone to the slider this year compared to the sweeper last year. It's firmer, smaller break, and easier for him to command.
Young just goes the other way toward right center field. Pages hustling over to cut it off. He spins and fires while falling away on the warning track, but it's still a stand-up double for Young. Now second and third for Texas, and still only 1 out.
Prime example of how it makes it tough on you with the walk. You give up a hit in the first batter in the first inning, then you walk and you strike out the side. So you need that kind of excellence to get out of these jams, and he's going to need it again with the walk, the pop-up, and now the double.
Last of the order, Ezekiel Duran, right-handed hitting utility man, playing in left field today. Brandon Nimmo swinging his sledgehammer in the on-deck circle. Not joking, an actual sledgehammer. Oh, 0-2. Roki was able to work around Traffic in the first inning. 2 on and nobody out. Trying to do it again in the second. 2 on and 1 away. Both in scoring position though. Big pitch coming to Duran.
Wow.
Check swing, and he was able to hold up.
What a take, and what a great split finger. Look at how long that is a strike, and then just dives.
Tries to dial up the hard stuff. Duran got a piece of it to stay alive. There's been only one outing in Roki Sasaki's young career in which he has pitched 6 complete innings. Another 1-2. Strike 3. Sits him down with a slider, 2 gone. And that outing, Oral, was against Texas last April, the 19th on the road in Arlington. Career high 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, including a home run, walked 3, struck out 4.
Dalton Rushing and Roki made a great adjustment right there to get that strikeout going, not with the split that comes into a right-handed hitter, but going with the slider, which goes away. Could have given him a different look to get the K.
As there's a forkball slip out of his hands. Ball 1. Asked to contend with the hottest Texas Ranger, Brandon Nimmo. 1 for 1 today, 5 for 9 in the series. Two balls, no strikes.
In some ways, I'm going to just let him go stand over at first base. I am not throwing these pitches to get back in this count. I'm throwing these that they are my pitches, exactly where I want them, or you can walk.
40th pitch of the game for Sasaki. Is a good one. Slider catches the outer half. 2-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2.
Well located fastball right there. They're doing a nice job changing up their sequences.
Needs one more. Here's the 2-2. Flipped in the air, left field side. Muncy drifting into foul ground toward the net. He reaches out and he makes the catch. So once again, Sasaki is able to wiggle out of it and keep Texas off the board with some help from Max. The pride of Midland, Texas, Max Muncy in his career against his hometown team. 28 games, hitting .325 with 8 home runs. He's driven in 19. 3 of those 8 home runs came on Friday night. Strike 1 from Jacob deGrom.
Midland is a oil town. It's in the Texas League as far as the AA League. When I was back there playing, all there is banks and jewelry stores and a ball field. And I think the Dodgers struck oil when they signed Max Muncy off the couch.
Nicely done, Bulldog. Nicely done. The 0-2. Muncy down on 3 pitches.
That drilling exploration right there was a little dry. Strikeout.
All right, don't push your luck.
Okay, sorry. You know what our producer just said to me in my ear? Stop when you're almost ahead.
Mike Levy's a smart man. That's good life advice. Alex Freeland 1 for 6 so far in this series. Hitting .237 this year. Strike 1 from deGrom. 0-2 in a hurry.
Well publicized, this guy's strikeout to walk ratio. He is going to be in the zone, and he is extra tough when he gets 2 strikes.
And Freeland's down on 3 pitches, 2 strikeouts on 6 offerings from DeGrom.
Home run and then 5 up, 5 down. Pretty much the streak he came out of when he was pitching in Seattle the last game. Home run and then 0 for 14 the next 15 hitters.
No immaculate inning. Ball 1 to Dalton Rushing, who had himself a week on Monday. 4 for 4, 2 home runs, scored 3 times.
We've seen what Kim has done in his return to the big leagues, what Alex Freeland has done in his return to the big leagues, and Dalton Rushing. Some of these peripheral parts are really stepping up.
2-1. In fact, Rushing has gone deep in back-to-back games. Remember, he started the series finale against the Nationals as well. So he's 5 for his last 5. Also reached getting hit by a pitch. High in the air to right field. Didn't get all of it, though. Dodgers go down in order in the second.
Of the Los Angeles Dodgers and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Dodgers.
Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. An inspiring start to 2026 for the 2-time reigning champions, 11-3, and trying to sweep Texas here to start the homestand. They lead 1-0 thanks to that man, Shohei Ohtani, with a leadoff home run in back-to-back games.
Also because the guy on the mound has pitched around a few walks, and he did it by striking out 3 batters in the first inning. First time in his career he's ever done that.
Carter flips the bat after letting this one fly deep to right field, and this one sails out of here to tie the game. Carter's 2nd home run of this series, and resets the series finale.
Fastball down the middle, and he didn't miss it. I don't blame pitchers. First pitch of an inning, getting burned like that. Glad he's attacking. I hope it doesn't scare him out of the strike zone.
Now Corey Seager. Strike 1. Seager was the first of 3 straight strikeouts for Sasaki in the first inning. Sends one toward left. Call tracks it down. A quick word from Archer.
Fuel your game day with Archer Jerky and Meat Sticks. Find them at grocery and club stores near you.
The Rangers now have 11 runs in this series, 10 on homers. Ball 1 to Jake Berger. And Rocky's last outing, a new career high with 5 Ks. That was in 5 innings against the Nationals. He's already got 4 in the first 2 innings here today. Put in the air, right field side. Freddie Freeman watches it as he runs out of room.
I mentioned earlier the Dodgers are very reliant on home runs. They are second in the major leagues as far as scoring runs, most reliant. Number one, the team they're facing.
Heads up in the Dodger dugout.
.49 pitches, 1 out in the third. That is a little bit too high.
Pitch number 50 is strike 3 on Jake Berger. And Sasaki matches his career best.
Splitter comes into a righty, slider goes away, and he gets him to chase.
Josh Peterson.
Strikeouts have come on all 3 of his pitches. 2 on the fastball, 1 on the split, 2 on the slider.
2 outs, nobody on. Now tied at 1, Jock Peterson takes a ball inside. Evan Carter led off this third inning with a home run. Shohei Ohtani led off the game with a home run. For Shohei, his 20th as a Dodger, is the 4th most leadoff home runs in franchise history. He is 1 away from tying third and tying Jock Peterson. Now, the way that forkball dances, it is kind of unbelievable.
Yeah, I think your terminology is more accurate than the computer calling it a splitter. The sides of his fingers are what are touching the ball, not either one of the pads of his fingers. Split finger fastball, it's the pads, the fingertips that are on the ball. When you jam it between your fingers, it's just the sides of your fingers that are holding the ball in your hand. That's a forkball.
Wonder why it's not charted as such then, because the spin metrics are just so unique and so different from any other splitter. On a 2-2, Peterson hits one hard to right field, a 2-out single as he turns on a fastball. You brought it up earlier, and really every time you see Jock Peterson, well, he likes to eat fastballs.
Number 9, Danny Jansen.
That was a subtle description on why he likes fastballs.
Oh, we've seen it in a Dodger uniform. You've seen it as an opponent. He will feast if you give him a hittable heater.
For sure.
Two 2-0 on Danny Jansen, who led off the second inning with a walk, but he was stranded on third. All 3 skips away from rushing, and now Peterson in scoring position as the potential go-ahead run.
It'll probably be graded as a wild pitch, but Dalton Rushing will tell you that I should have had this.
The 3-0 to Jansen. Downstairs in a 4-pitch walk. Back-to-back 2-out base runners.
He's walked somebody every inning, and that's why the pitch count is at 59. And in some ways, fortunate enough that its score is just 1-1. He's done a job once runners have gotten on. The run is a solo shot, of course.
Yeah, the whip today not great. Again, that's walks and hits per inning pitch. He's at least one walk and at least one hit in each of these innings today. Rangers 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts with runners in scoring position so far as Smith steps to the plate for a second time. 0 for 1. Fastball low. Another fastball misses. 2 balls, no strikes to Smith, who is hitting .143 this season, though he did lead the Rangers in hits in games played a season ago. 2 on, 2 out, tied at 1 in the 3rd. Roki on the board with strike 1. Now 2-2.
Uses the slider to get back into the count. That's the adjustment from last year, changing the sweeper into a slider.
Now the 2-2 ground ball, base hit right field. Peterson going to be waved around. The throw in from Tucker is late, and Texas hops ahead.
The walk has turned into jams in other innings. This time it turns into a run through the 4-hole there, and you got a shot with 2 out, 2 out, and you're going on the swing. Jock Peterson barely makes it from that accurate throw from Tucker.
He played with fire the first 2 innings, finally got burned in the 3rd. 3 consecutive have reached with 2 outs. Back to Josh Young in the 8th spot. He's 1 for 1 with a double. Sasaki's 0-1. Young does not bite. One and 2. Once again, a strike away.
On 2 strikes on Jock Peterson, and then 3 straight have reached. Trying to get it in the dugout now.
This will be the 26th pitch of the 3rd inning coming up. It will take at least one more. 2-2.
The pattern has been splitter in, and then the next pitch to get the strikeout, slider away. See if they stick with the pattern.
Full count.
Finishing off the 2nd time around, and that is where the batting average has gone up against him in his first 2 starts. Below 200, but over 300 after the first plate appearance.
Runners go, and the pitch goes to the backstop. Right back to rushing, so Brady just moves up a base, and now they're loaded. Well, Mark Pryor and Will Ireton have a chat with Sasaki. We'll listen to this word from Morongo.
Eddie Griffin, live and unleashed April 17th. Morongo.
So make it 4 in a row, reaching with 2 outs for the Rangers. The Dodgers now trail 2-1.
Well, coming into the game, first plate appearances, hitters were hitting 188 against him. First plate appearances today, they were 2 for 7 with 2 walks. After the first plate appearance, so far this year, the hitters were hitting 316. And so far in the second plate appearance, they are 3 for 1, 2, 3 for about 6 with a couple walks.
Number 20, Ezekiel Duran.
It's the 9th walk of the season for Sasaki in just 11 2/3. First pitch strike to Duran, the number 9 hitter. He punched out in his first trip to the plate. He had touched downstairs, but he did not challenge. The Rangers, the fewest challenges issued in the league, though they did have 3 last night. 0-2 after that whiff.
Good visit from Mark Pryor so far.
Fans trying to start a Roki chant ahead of this 0-2. And Dalton Rushing taps the helmet. An ABS challenge for the Dodgers.
The call is the ball. The catcher is challenging.
It's a little high, I think.
Call is confirmed.
Accurately called, so the Dodgers lose one of their challenges. Duran on the ground to first, stopped by Freddie Freeman. The toss to Sasaki, and that saves a run. But the Rangers already got 2, and so now the Dodgers trail, heading to the bottom of the 3rd.
Opening week, the Dodgers wore their new gold jerseys and caps, commemorating their World Series win last fall. Head to MLBshop.com to score the same ones. Plus, check out the largest selection of authentic gear from all MLB clubs.
2-1 Texas, bottom of the 3rd inning, bottom of the order for the Dodgers. Alex Call, Ha-Seong Kim, and then back to the top in Shohei Ohtani. Ball 1 from Jacob deGrom, who in the first 2 innings, Oral, just absolutely pounded the strike zone. His first 21 pitches, 17 were strikes. That's 81%. Had 1 2-ball count.
Elite stuff, especially at the knees in the strike zone, the fastball and the slider. The slider has been exceptional his whole season, this being his 3rd start. Today the Dodgers are 0 for 4 with 3 Ks on the slider. On the season, the league is 1 for 12 with 9 Ks.
Alex Call with a bullet up the middle, a leadoff base hit. A strong start for Alex Call this year, and limited playing time has really just embraced his role.
Yeah, I think that he and Freeland and Kim are embracing their roles and accepting their roles, and because of that, you get to see a lot more of their full talent.
Something you've been bringing up all series is the prolific bottom of the order for the Dodgers, trying to set the table for that man on deck. Call is on. Now Ha-Seong Kim. Ball and a strike. Kim 1 for 4 with a walk in this series. Behind DeGrom 1 and 2. Oh, call. Nearly got caught between first and second. Misjudged DeGrom there and forced the starter to disengage.
We saw Andy Pages, after getting a good jump like that yesterday, give up on it, but went to second and was thrown out.
Held up on a check swing. Squares the count.
Call hit a fastball. He just tried to get Kim out with the slider down and in.
On a 2-2, Kim watches strike 3. And Kim is going to challenge. Dodgers have just one left.
The batter is challenging.
Borderline low.
That is.
The call is confirmed. LA is out of challenges.
It's just situationally not a good challenge from Ha-Seong Kim. The Dodgers are out of ABS challenges the rest of the way. The Performance Spotlight is sponsored by your Southern California Nissan dealers. Ohtani going to try and recreate these two swings, back-to-back games with the leadoff homer. Opts to take DeGrom's first pitch this time. Ball 1. Back in the first inning, it was a first pitch fastball, middle in.
Dave Roberts with a great call before yesterday's game. Reporters and others were speculating on who was going to go off the quickest in the top of the order to start carrying in. Dave Roberts said, I think it's going to be Shohei. Very nice call, Skipper.
2-1. He's like, look, I know Shohei's the easy pick, but doesn't have an extra base hit yet here at home. It's going to happen. And it has. Three and 1. Rangers 2, Dodgers 1, tying run on first with Call, 1 out, bottom of the third. And Ohtani in a great spot ahead, 3-1.
Backdoor slider right there. That was an excellent pitch.
Throw back to the mound, skips away from DeGrom, but Alex Call not going anywhere.
Jansen was set up on the count corner. The slider was the call on the pitch com, and he hit the target perfectly. Shohei with a late timeout and got to see that Jansen was setting up outside. Let's see if they switch the target area. Didn't look like it.
The payoff. It's a little tardy on that fastball. 98 from DeGrom. Do it again. And just the second meeting ever between two all-time talents. Still 3-2. Another payoff. That's low. Ball 4. Putting the tying run in scoring position.
If you're getting one guy on between your 8 and 9 hitter, and Ohtani comes up and gets the walk, this really sets the table.
Dodgers waiting on this guy to have a moment here at home. Really strong on the road trip. That's strike 1. Not a fun one for Tucker. Hey, thank goodness for that shin guard there. Tucker 0 for 1 today. He's 1 for 9 in this series. 5 for 32 at Dodgers. Dodger Stadium so far. Lays off a changeup. 1-1.
DeGrom showing some respect right there. About 85% of his pitches are fastball or slider. Going to the well a little bit there with the changeup.
First and second, one out in the third. 2-1 Texas. On a 1-1, Tucker can't hold up. Advantage DeGrom.
A little bit of a flinch swing right here. Change up away, fastball in, gets on him.
A ball and 2 strikes. DeGrom delivers and misses down and in with the slider. And Tucker chases a change. He's down swinging. 2 gone.
An excellent change. Looks like a low fastball and then had very good action on it.
Number 44, Andy Pajes.
Andy Pajes flew out his first time up, drops his average to .434. First and second, 2 out. Flips it down into foul territory, and Berger stumbles, can't come up with it.
And he catches a break. He's been making his own breaks throughout the year. But this one's going to give him another chance.
Drop, pop up. Lets Pajes stay in the batter's box. First and second, 2 out. 0-2. Tying run in scoring position for Andy Pajes.
He has been dynamite with runners in scoring position.
8 for 13 to begin the year. 13 of his 17 RBIs in these spots.
The wrong guy to give a second chance to.
Runners in scoring position, 2 strikes. Pajes has been thriving. Can he do it again against one of the best in the world? Fouls back a fastball.
We've seen this already time and time again with 2 strikes, how Andy Pajes can cover the outside corner now. A better foundation to his swing, in his legs more, so he doesn't lose his balance. Able to have better plate coverage.
Another 0-2. Breaking ball away, check swing, and now calls caught between second and third. And that is how the inning comes to an end.
There would have been an appeal at home, but not necessary as the inning goes on. This is pre-pitch before the base running, and it looks like the Dodgers are either double stealing, even with 2 strikes and 2 outs with Andy Pajes, or Alex Call's taking an aggressive lead. Yeah, and he just gives up on the double steal. And you see where Ohtani is. Ohtani was reading Call's break and was almost to second base, but Call all of a sudden just stopped and gave up on it. The other reason you could see a guy on second base with 2 strikes and 2 outs take an aggressive secondary is when they anticipate and see that the pitch is going to be a strike. But that wasn't the case because Ohtani and Call left before the ball was even out of the pitcher's hand. When you're on second and 2 out and 2 strikes, if you see that it's a fastball right down the middle, you know your hitter's either out or the ball's going to be put in play. And so you almost take off right then.
A roller to second base. Routine first out of the 4th inning.
So Andy Pages will lead off the 4th for the Dodgers.
But without runners in scoring position. So you'd love to have that situation. But all things considered, the one positive you take away from the bottom of the 3rd, Oral, is that you did force DeGrom to throw 23 pitches in that inning because he was cruising the first 2. 2-1 Texas. Bases empty, 1 gone in the 4th. Evan Carter back up after doing this earlier.
Fastball in the middle. He did not miss it.
That was leading off the 3rd inning. Rangers scored 2 runs on 3 hits and actually left the bases loaded as they rallied with 2 outs against Roki Sasaki. And that continues a trend for the Dodgers righty so far this year. Explain after this pitch. The 2-0 misses downstairs. In the first 2 innings, Roki Sasaki's ERA is 0. 6 innings pitched, spotless, first 2 innings of the game. After the 2nd inning, 9 earned runs in 6 innings.
And I think that is the opposing team starting to eliminate pitches and really learning what he can land. And I think they start looking for the fastball or looking for the split or the slider in certain places.
3-2.
So it's an education for the hitter and a lack of execution moving through the game by Roki.
Ball 4 outside, and Carter has reached all 3 times today, including a pair of walks.
Roki continues to build innings for Texas. Another inning with at least 1 walk.
One on, one out for Corey Seager. Believe it or not, this has been the problem for the Rangers order today. Seager and Berger, they're 3 and 4 spots. They're combined 0 for 4, struck out 3 times. Meanwhile, everybody else in Texas's lineup, they've reached in 10 of 16 plate appearances.
Roki with 5 walks, none have scored, but the walk in the last inning brought Josh Smith to the plate with 2 outs, and he's the one that got the base hit and drove in the run. So they might not score, but they do allow hitters to come up to the plate with the table set. Remember last year that Shohei had to rehab at the big league level? It would have been too big of a stir to send him to the minors, and also you wanted him to DH in those games as he was rehabbing. So he pitched at the big league level for his rehab. Roki in some ways is developing at the big league level as a starter. We saw him successful last year as a reliever, but as far as building an arsenal that he can use and go deep into games and be effective, he is developing here at the big league level.
Is 2-2. Seager lays off a forkball away from him. Full count.
And it's mainly the pitch count. You know, you can be a reliever and be a 1-inning reliever, and you can throw 25 pitches and close to 0 and be effective. But it's going to be really hard.
Carter running, Seager swinging,
do
fly
that as a
ball.
starter.
The left field, that's first out. And Carter retreats. With Sasaki about to throw his 90th pitch with 2 outs in the 4th. Activity for the Dodgers in the bullpen with Jack Dreyer.
First baseman Jake Berger.
Strike one fouled away by Berger. Punched out twice.
The crack of the glove coming from the left field bullpen can be a motivating factor for a starting pitcher. You know without looking that somebody's up in the pen. It made me mad.
I believe that wholeheartedly. Carter leaning off second or first and misjudged it, but no throw from either Sasaki or Rushing.
Busted it. It gave up on that. We've seen that this game and during this series. Saw it yesterday with Andy Pages.
Dodgers trailing by a run, 2 outs in the top of the 4th. The Rangers have a runner on first. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away. Carter, who was taking off for second, once again has to head back to first. Forkball spoiled. Still 1-2. Dodgers starters have pitched at least 5 innings in 10 straight games. 7 starts in that stretch, at least 6 innings. That stretch in jeopardy here today. Runner goes, and Berger is down for a 3rd time. New career high for strikeouts for Roki Sasaki with number 6.
The first 40,000 fans on Wednesday will receive a Jackie Robinson jersey in commemoration of the first Dodgers championship in 1955. That'll be presented by UCLA Health. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Andy Pages back to the plate, leading off the home half of the 4th inning. The Dodgers down a run. Fouls away a strike. It's in the batter's box in the 3rd. 1st and 2nd, 2 out. In fact, the Dodgers were efforting a double steal. Alex Call wasn't fully committed, then got caught stealing to end the inning. So Pages has new life against Jacob deGrom. But back in an 0-2 hole, just like he was in the 3rd. Jack Dreyer sits down. Edgardo Enriquez stands up in the Dodger pen.
Just a reminder, Dodgers without challenges, as you can see on our little score bug to the lower right. Texas with their 2 still remaining. Dodgers with none.
Pages hits one hard to left field. A 2-strike single to lead things off. And another 2-strike knock for number 44.
2-seamer of deGrom's that kind of leaks back near the middle, and Andy doesn't miss that one.
Tying run aboard for the Dodgers in the 4th. Now Freddie Freeman. Fouls away a fastball. Strike 1. DeGrom's 0-1. Freeman on the button to center field, but right at Carter, has to back up to make the play.
Number 13, Max Muncy.
Second trip to the plate for Muncy, 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch changeup in there for a strike.
DeGrom has thrown that predominantly to left-handers.
Now a high change, 0-2 in a hurry.
Max's 3 home run day, a fastball, a cutter, and a 4-seamer. DeGrom trying to pull the string on him twice, and did.
Muncy joined Don Demeter 1959 as the only Dodgers in club history to have a 3 home run game that also featured a walk-off homer. Rangers setting up inside for this 0-2. Muncy fouls the slider.
Here's that 3 home run day, and the location of those pitches. They were all up and they were all firm.
Another 0-2 from DeGrom. Muncy foul down the first base side.
0-2 count is showing him that he wants to try and get him out with the off-speed stuff. If he does throw him a fastball, I think it will be, if it's elevated, it'll be really high. And if it's down, it'll be off the outer edge.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Goes to the changeup. Strikeout number 6. 2 gone in the 4th.
Pitch to the long-term scouting report on Max and the short-term scouting report on Max.
This start for DeGrom is strikingly similar to the last time the Dodgers saw him. 2 outs, runner on first. A swinging strike for Alex Freeland. Last April, the 18th, Shohei Ohtani was on the paternity list, so he wasn't in the lineup. Tommy Edman was in the leadoff spot. He hit a leadoff home run. And that was basically it in 7 innings against DeGrom. Just 1 run, 3 hits, including that Edman blast. 1 walk, 7 Ks. But the funny thing is, well, unless you're Jacob DeGrom, he lost that game because Yoshinobu Yamamoto was just a little bit better in that pitcher's duel. A 7 shutout for Yama. And today, Ohtani, a leadoff home run, and really not much else against the right-hander. Chopper to first, fielded cleanly by Berger, and the Dodgers strand 1. Come up empty in the 4th. 2-1 Rangers still. Four innings for Roki Sasaki, 94 pitches, only 53 strikes. He faced 22 batters, 11 of them either struck out or walked. Now the Dodgers call to the bullpen. It's brought to you by Jacoby and Myers. First one out of the gates, Edgardo Enriquez to face 5, 6, and 7 of the Rangers here in the top of the 5th.
Leading off the 5th inning,
The statistics are not at the level he wants, but the Dodgers are going to continue to try and develop him throughout this year, especially where he could be a significant part in the playoffs. Somebody throws over 100 miles an hour, develops a little bit of secondary stuff and consistency. He could be a huge piece by the end of the year.
You brought up the word development earlier. Development is hard enough in the minors. To do it at this level, goodness gracious. And it tests even the biggest talents, as Peterson skies one foul behind home plate. Even Roki Sasaki has been super forthcoming, honest, vulnerable in his meetings with the media, assessing himself before spring. Was asked, what if they send you to the minors? Said, if the team thinks that's what's best for me, do it. After his first outing against Cleveland, said, I didn't have any confidence going into that one. I mean, it is a really difficult mindset to be in as you're trying to find your footing at the best level in the world.
Well, and it's a level where it's just about edges, because Roki's outing today, he could throw those pitches in AAA and he might not have walked anybody. But the big leaguer can take those pitches and build those counts, and it affects your confidence. It affects your vision of what is the precise right pitch, and your spray pattern has to be tighter because the big league hitter takes you to that level. And so a 6-inch difference, the width of 2 balls, you can have that in AAA, but in the big leagues, about 80% of the time, you need to have either the right pitch or a really good miss. 2 out of 10 can be kind of scuds and they can go wherever they go, but 8 out of 10 either have to be the pitch or a really good miss. And that's the edges you're working on. You can be at about 60% level in AAA.
Enriquez walks Jock Peterson starting the 5th inning. 6th walk issued by the Dodgers.
So you start with the raw material, which is the stuff, right? The arm speed, the body, the ability to spin the ball, the ability to change speeds. And after you have that raw material, you've got to refine it. You've got to take the piece of coal and stress it to a diamond. And there's so many more facets up here, you know, to pitching, to hitting, to playing defense, to running the bases, because all those edges are so important.
Bouncer to third, Muncy to Freeland, Freeland to Freeman, a double play.
If it ends up in the 6th hole, Kim is there, but then they're not going to get 2. But so Max ranging to his left, feeding it quickly, makes it very routine when he has that kind of range and that kind of flip to second.
Second base to Josh Smith.
Wipes the bags clear. 2 outs in the 5th. 2-1 Rangers. Now in the 7th spot, Josh Smith. Swings at the first pitch and puts it on the ground to Freeland. Edgardo Enriquez with a 9-pitch 1-2-3 5th. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Dodgers trail Texas 2-1, home half of the 5th. 7, 8, 9 coming to the plate. Rushing, Call, and Kim. A strike to Dalton Rushing, who's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field. And we didn't even have to cut to Nimmo and right to know that it was going to get caught based on Dalton's reaction afterwards. Swings through, strike 2. Down on 3 pitches. Fastball at 99 from Jacob deGrom. With Alex Call coming up, we go down to Kirsten Watson.
Thanks, Stephen. Well, Alex already has a hit on the day, and the big question for him was just how does he find ways to stay ready with limited playing time? And he told me that he has relied heavily on the traject machine. Now, he's not the only one doing this. Of course, you know that Andy Pages spends about 30 minutes to an hour in there, but for Alex, he's found a creative way to get things going. He essentially has created a baseball card version of himself against the traject machine, and he has the goal of how can he kind of continue not only to beat himself or even match those numbers. So that's when his kind of creative way of finding a time to stay ready and mentally engaged, especially when it comes to facing essentially a version of live pitching, guys.
Well, thank you, Kirsten. For those who don't know what the traject machine is, it's just the latest in the wave of baseball technology where you can basically dial up any pitcher you want in the game and simulate an at-bat against them. Their pitches, how that spins. See a video version of their delivery, and then the ball shoots out. Not a surprise to hear that about Alex Call, because that's the way his brain is wired. He says if it wasn't for baseball, he would have been studying math, economics, engineering, something like that, where he's really using his brain and thinking numbers.
You think Shohei, late at night when there's nobody around, tries to hit off himself?
Actually, I mean, Kirst, do we know? 2-2 on Alex Call.
Only the head clubby Alex would know.
And I don't know if we'll ever find out.
No, I don't think it'd be a secret.
3-2. Calls work the count full. If Call walks here, he's going to let Jacob deGrom know. Told you. The walk, bat flip. Alex, his calling card.
Yeah, this is right up there with Muncie's walk-off home run.
So, and by the way, this is intentional from Alex Call. A couple years ago, his former assistant hitting coach in D.C., Chris Johnson, said, hey, got to let him know. So we saw one in D.C. when the Dodgers were just there on the last road trip, as Ha-Seong Kim takes a strike, and Call walked, tossed the bat, got back to his locker after the game, got a text message from Blake Snell, and Snell told him, hey, I'm going to need you to pimp that walk just a little bit more next time. So it's become a thing amongst Call and his teammates. Call on first, the tying run. 1 out, bottom of the 5th.
Alex a base hit in his last at bat and sets the table again with a walk here.
Now reached 9 of his 14 plate appearances this year. It's an on-base percentage of .643. And right back to deGrom, off his glove, out of it. He picks it up and throws to first for the 2nd out. Call gets into scoring position.
Designated hitter, Shohei Ohtani.
First base open. Ohtani at the plate with 2 outs in the 5th. Danny Jansen has a conversation with Jacob deGrom. Kyle Tucker has been scuffling a little bit, so you wonder how that'll impact their approach against Shohei here.
I think it's going to be up to Jacob deGrom. I think every pitch will be like the count's 0-2.
Outside, ball 1. In the first inning, he missed inner half. And Ohtani greeted that first pitch with a home run. He walked in the 3rd, working him away, and now they're intentionally walking him in the 5th.
Shohei Ohtani is being intentionally walked. Bringing up the right fielder.
Makes it a bigger moment for Kyle Tucker when they make it perfect. Ohtani looking for that moment here at home.
Tucker, by his own admission, not the most expressive, but you can bet the fire is burning right here, and they need him to get hot. 2 on, 2 out, 2-1 Texas. First pitch strike from DeGrom. Tucker is 0 for 2, and he struck out his last trip up there in the third.
Mostly changeups and backdoor sliders to lefties. Ooh, here they came heater in, and it really ended up just up.
Behind 0-2. DeGrom delivers. Tucker takes a slider in the dirt.
Here we are, third time around the order, and he continues to change his sequencing. He's done an outstanding job holding this Dodger offense down.
Tying run on second. Go ahead run on first. Another 1-2. Spiked and bounces away from Jansen. Call now 90 feet away.
We saw Alex Call get caught off of second base with 2 out, but now secondary lead, reads the ball in the dirt well and moves up. Ohtani did not have his head on swivel. He should be at second base.
Dodgers on the corners with 2 gone and 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tucker swings, pops it up. Drifting back, it'll get out of play. Another 2-2 to Tucker. Chased a changeup in the dirt, and he strikes out to end the inning. The Dodgers strand 2 more. It's still 2-1 Rangers going to the 6th.
Baseball and tacos, the perfect ballpark combo. Join the Dodgers on April 14th for Taco Tuesday, presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Edgardo Enriquez out for a second inning of work. Dodgers down by a run, starting the 6th. Walked the first batter he faced in the 5th, Jock Peterson, then got Jansen to ground into a double play. And then Smith to follow, so faced the minimum on 9 pitches.
.99-mile-an-hour 2-seam sinker gets the webbing of Dalton Rushing's glove, and a lot of times that will rip that leather.
Two balls and a strike. Slider low and away. 3 balls and a strike. Young with a double in the second and a walk in the third. And the Rangers took the lead. Strike two on the inside edge. Jack Dreyer starting to throw for a second time today in the Dodger bullpen. On Enriquez's payoff, Young takes outside, ball four, the seventh Ranger walk of the day.
No challenges left for the Dodgers. Dalton Rushing looked like he was holding it there, wishing he had the challenge.
Left fielder Ezequiel Duran.
Let's see. A little wide.
But even if he wanted to, he couldn't. Duran bunts it foul on the third base side for a strike.
It's the first time today we have seen the Rangers try and bunt somebody over, but they have had 5 out of 6 innings where the leadoff guy has gotten on.
Duran tries again, bunts it down, picked up by Enriquez. Freeland at first, and the throw is wide. Glances off the glove, and now on third is Young. Nobody out in the sixth.
Sacrifice bunt and E1.
That'll be all for Edgardo Enriquez. We've seen him have some issues throwing, trying to field his position before. So it'll be up to Jack Dreyer to try and clean up this mess in the sixth. World champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's new Smash Jack Sliders Munchie Meal with a chance to win the $75,000 prize for Jack's 75th anniversary. Jack Dreyer pitching in back-to-back games, and last night he was strong. A bounce-back outing for him after a tough one in Toronto.
Yeah, he got roughed up a little bit in Toronto, an inning where he gave up 3 hits, 2 earnings, but yeah, struck out the side last night.
And here it's 2 runners, first and third for Texas. No outs in the top of the order at the plate, starting with Brandon Nimmo. First pitch, bouncing ball to first base. And Freeman underhand toss to Dreyer. Foot race to the bag. And by half a step, Nimmo is out. And fortunate for all parties that everyone's healthy.
Jack Dreyer, a lefty, falls a little bit off the mound towards third base. He's got to use a crossover step to get started. And at the end, he knows without a leap towards the bag and sacrificing his body and not being able to stop the momentum, that's the only way to record the out and also end up in a collision.
Young scores, Duran to second, now 3-1 Rangers, so the walk and the error burn the Dodgers and the deficit grows. Strike one to Carter. You know, the first 11 games the Dodger defense was darn near perfect, just 1 error, but they have now made 4 in the last 4 games.
And their first error was not that blatant.
Max Muncy for a 3rd time today, running down the third base line into foul ground to make a catch.
This whole series, there's been a lot of pop flies down the left field line that Max has had to capture. Getting plenty of reps on that type of play. This one of the tougher ones with the spin, and it wasn't very high.
You're right. I think that's, he had 3 in the opener and 3 today, so 6 times once he's had to make a play like that. 2 outs, runner still on second. Now Corey Seager. Wave and a miss, strike one. focusing on his breathing ahead of this 0-1 pitch. Seager sprays it in the air toward left field. Call has a read and makes the catch. So Duran stranded, but the Rangers scratch another one across. Now 3-1 in the middle of the 6th. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Shakey's Pizza Parlor, serving up handcrafted pizza, crispy fried chicken, and famous Mojo potatoes since 1954. Andy Pages bounces the first pitch of the 6th foul. Strike one against Jacob deGrom. Jalen Beeks has been up in the Ranger bullpen for a little bit. That last pitch from deGrom was his 83rd of his outing. And he has been spotless since giving up the leadoff home run to Shohei Ohtani.
He's pitching to his resume.
Yeah. Pages flies one shallow center. Carter went back initially, now racing in, and he makes a sliding grab.
A little bit of a breeze that could fool him. Also, he was fooled by the swing and almost started the engine for the Dodger offense. They haven't been able to do it from deGrom. Maybe they could do it from their defenders.
Yeah, this Dodger deficit in large part because, to steal your phrase, they have built too many innings for the Rangers. Freeman pops up on the first pitch. Young camped out, and it drops in between Young and Seager. Well, there you go, partner.
Wow. There's a little breeze here at Dodger Stadium, blowing left to right. It will make it curve, but this is a communication issue. A little bit of assumption on that play for the Rangers.
Ball one outside to Max Muncy, who steps in as the tying run here in the 6th. Rangers have had some tough luck with drop pop-ups this season already. Lost a game in Philadelphia earlier this year.
Call on the field is ball.
Danny Jansen challenging. He had a successful one in the 1st inning. What about this one in the 6th? No.
It is the ball. Texas has one challenge remaining.
One challenge left for Texas and none for the Dodgers. And it's been a while since the Dodgers burned their 2.
Part of the new score bug for us here at Sportsnet LA, the bottom right showing that one left for Texas. The 2-0. Ball 3 for Muncy. deGrom's 3-0. Muncy takes a fastball and a strike.
Dodgers have been very good at getting to opposing teams' bullpens. But right now, they're wanting to get to the starter.
Here comes the 3-1. Muncy fouls it away a little late on that heater. 3-2. Double barrel now in the bullpen for the Rangers. The right-hander Cole Winn has joined the lefty Jalen Beeks. deGrom about to cross the 90-pitch plateau. Full count for Muncy. Strikes out swinging for a 3rd time today.
Slider. It's one that Max will watch the replay of and go, yeah, I should have got that one.
So it'll be up to Alex Freeland to continue the 6th. 2 outs, Freeman on first. 3-1 Rangers. Fastball upstairs. Will Smith has a helmet, grabs a bat. Just in case. Fralin pops it up. This time Young points at Seager, who drifts in to the outfield to make the catch. So the miscommunication and misplay doesn't hurt Texas. They maintain a 2-run lead.
Celebrate Women's Night on April 28th. Grab your special ticket package and get your exclusive Women's Night quarter zip sweater. Presented by UCLA Health. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Dodgers chasing 2, 3-1 Texas, starting the 7th inning. Ben Kasparius now on the bump. Spins a sweeper in there for a strike on Jake Burger. Burger had 3 of Roki Sasaki's career-high 6 strikeouts. And they were all of the swinging variety.
Roki only gave up 4 hard-hit balls, but he did have 6 Ks. It was the walks that extended innings and extended his pitch count.
5 walks for Sasaki in his 4 innings.
When he was around the plate, he got a lot of swings and a good amount of misses.
Got some punch outs on the fastball, which has been a rarity for him. Did give up another home run on the fastball. I believe makes 8 of 9 home runs allowed on the heater for him. That's poked in the right, a blue base hit for Burger, and a 2-strike count.
It was a slider well wide of the strike zone, but the only reason he can reach it is because of the height. It's still above the knee, and so there's enough bat to put it in play.
Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson showed bunt, pulled back, and took a strike. Still plenty of ball game left, but it's been one of those days so far where the Dodgers just haven't been crisp. 7 walks handed out, an error in the field as Peterson grounds to Freeman, spins and fires to Kim for 1. The turn back. Oh, 3-6-3 double play.
So Freddie knows he's inside the baseline, so his throw needs to be inside the baseline to second base. And look how accurate this feed is to Kim. He's inside, so he doesn't want to hit the runner. He throws it inside the bag to second. Kim gets a beautiful feed, and you could see they were looking to get hit, but Freddie, really well done.
Good from Hessong too. There's not a lot of areas, hardly any, where he's lacking defensively, but the throw has been the area of work, and he's made so many strong strides in that regard.
I think there's a lot of teams in the big leagues where he could be a starter, but you have such a high quality everyday lineup here with the Dodgers that he ends up on the utility side with Miggy and Alex Call, but everybody that is kind of a peripheral part for the Dodgers are in there on an everyday basis, sometimes because of an injury, but usually somebody who's coming off the bench. These guys could all be starting elsewhere.
Sweeper in the dirt way outside from Jansen. 2-2.
Rangers have had 14 base runners and only 3 runs, and they are 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. So both teams have not done the job when somebody's gotten on, really. Scoreboard could be a lot different.
And another walk. After being ahead 1-2, Kasperius loses Jansen. Jansen with 3 walks by himself today. Button up the point, talking about the Dodgers not being crisp, issuing 8 walks now, the defense, and then on the other side you're facing an excellent starting pitcher in Jacob deGrom, whose day in all likelihood is done. Ball and 2 strikes.
Dodger offense more disciplined than most. Jacob deGrom, very good strikeout to walk ratio, but today, you know, he walked 3, but he struck out 9. And so that's a good ratio, but usually his is higher than that.
Tipped into the glove, strike 3. So the 2-out walk stranded by Kasperius. Still 3-1 Texas. Stand and stretch. It's time for the 7th inning stretch. Brought to you by Sit and Sleep. deGrom done after 6 full innings, 93 pitches, gave up 4 hits, including the leadoff home run to Shohei Ohtani, but that was the only run. He walked 3 and punched out 9.
He was really, really good. I was most impressed with his sequencing, the way he kept switching it back and forth.
Back-to-back starts against the Dodgers for deGrom, giving up leadoff home runs and then nothing else. So from one Jacob to another, deGrom to Latz, facing Dalton Rushing in a 3-1 game. Strike 1. Latz pitching for a 2nd time in this series. At the bottom of the 9th inning on Friday night, at the first 2 outs, couldn't get the last one. Gave up Max Muncy's walk-off home run. It's the first hit he allowed all year in 9 2/3 innings.
The call on the field was a ball. The catcher is challenged.
Rangers have 1 challenge left. Danny Jansen smartly uses it.
It is a strike. Texas has 1 challenge remaining.
Latz a 4-pitch guy. Other than the fastball, changeup, slider, and curveball. About 50-50, hard stuff to soft stuff. If you think somebody who's 50-50, you think, oh, it's the off-speed stuff that's getting it done, but it's not. Opponents are 0 for 20 off his fastball this season.
After falling behind 0-2, Rushing has the count even. On a 2-2 from Latz. Rushing takes a ball in the dirt. Here's the payoff. Rushing hits it hard into the right field corner. Dalton Rushing brings the tying run to the plate in the 7th.
In the 2nd inning, his first at bat, he flew out to right field on a fastball right down the middle, and he was upset when he left the box on that one. But this one, he leaves the box happy. He gets an up breaking ball and a linea down the right field line for 2 bags.
Now Alex Call at the plate. On deck, Miguel Rojas getting ready to pinch hit for Ha-Seong Kim.
in this generation, you don't see a lot of that on-deck shenanigans when pitchers on the mound only had to go one batter. And so managers would play games with the opposing manager on who they would put on deck. But when you have a 3-batter minimum, you can just decide you can put your guy out there.
Calls popped up in the shallow left. Seager has the first out. Dodger fans seeing that Miguel Rojas is up there. Welcome him to the plate with some love. Pitch for Ha-Seong Kim.
Dodgers are now 0 for 10 with men on in this game. And pretty much the reason they only have 1 run is Shohei got it done as the first batter of the game for the Dodgers. Since then, not any hits with men on.
Latz to Rojas in the dirt, ball 1. Now you think, oh, it makes sense. Lefty on the mound, you pinch hit Rojas. He's hitting lefties pretty good this year, but the only 2 hits Latz has given up have been to left-handed batters. One on, 1 out, 3-1 Texas. On the 1-0, Rojas checks his swing, and he held up strong. Down and in. Ball 3. Ohtani to follow. That's a 4-pitch walk. Tying runs aboard. Visit coming for Latz. Ohtani has reached all 3 times today. Led off the game with a home run on the very first pitch thrown by Jacob deGrom. Walked in the 3rd and was intentionally walked in the 5th.
First inning. At bat today that no one has been on when he came up.
In Shohei's career, he has 11 go-ahead home runs in the 7th inning or later. 11 go-ahead home runs in the 7th inning or later. 5 of them as a Dodger. First and second, 1 out in the 7th. The Dodgers trailing 3-1. First pitch, and he pops it up on the infield. Smith, Seager. Seager has it. 2 gone. Kyle Tucker will get another opportunity.
Right fielder, number 23, Kyle Tucker.
He had one in the 3rd, struck out swinging. Had one in the 5th, struck out swinging. Now in the 7th. A wave and a miss.
He's looking for that first Dodger moment at home. This would be huge if he could clear the fence.
0 for 2 with runners in scoring position today. 4 for 17 with risk this season. On the 0-1 from Latz, Tucker hits it on the ground into right field, a base hit. 1 run is in. It's now 3-2.
Just rakes it right into the hole. They were playing no doubles at first, and that hole over there, the 4 hole, was definitely bigger for him.
First and third for Andy Pages. He won't get to face Jacob Latz. Skip Schumacher making a change. We'll be back to Dodger Stadium in a 1-run game. Back-to-back world champion Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. Good times. Great times here at home as the Dodgers can come back once again. It's now 3-2 Texas. First and third, 2 out. Cole Winn misses upstairs. Ball 1 to Andy Pages. Pages 1 for 3 so far in this ball game. Rojas on third, the tying run. The pitch. And misses with ball 2. On a 2-0. Pages is jammed, trying to fight it into shallow left, going back. Seager toward the line. He makes the catch. And the Dodgers strand 2, but they score 1. 1-run ball game on to the 8th. At a Jack in the Box in Los Angeles tomorrow. Buy a large drink and get a free Jumbo Jack because the Dodgers struck out 7. They trail 3-2 starting the 8th inning. Ben Kasparius with the ball to Josh Young. Miguel Rojas remains in the game at shortstop after pinch hitting for Ha-Seong Kim. Three balls, no strikes. And Young shoots it into right field, a base hit.
Field, number 20, Ezekiel Duran.
Josh Young reaching base safely. 4 times today out of the 8th spot. Now Ezekiel Duran. Corner's ready to crash, but Kasparius misses with ball 1. Duran was trying to give himself up with the sacrifice bunt.
Second time we've seen that from the Rangers after a leadoff man gets on, and not the second time we've seen the leadoff man get on. They've done that 7 out of 8 innings.
Ball 2. They're trying to run the same offense that they ran in the 6th inning. Young reached on a walk. Duran laid down a bunt. Edgardo Enriquez threw the ball away off the glove of Freeland covering at first base. And then Young came around to score, and that's the difference in the game right now. 3-1. Look down in the left field bullpen. Will Klein starting to get hot. This is the second inning of work for Kasperius. Pitched a scoreless 7th. It's a wave and a miss and fills the count against Duran.
He's thrown ball out of hand pitches, and he's thrown them right on the edge also.
Did you ever face anybody who warmed up with a sledgehammer?
I don't remember it back in my day. Immediately you would think he's a dangerous hitter. In a scary movie.
Ball 4. Another walk. 2 on, nobody out. And that's going to be all for Ben Kasperius. 1+ out of the bullpen. Will Klein will come in to face Brandon Nimmo. Texas up 3-2. The Dodgers just scored a run. The Rangers threatening to get that run right back. After the second game of this series, Dave Roberts lauded the Dodgers starters for allowing them to deploy their relievers in the rightful spots. That's what Doc said. Because Roki Sasaki could only pitch 4 innings today and really had to grind through that, and because there have been too few strikes thrown, Will Klein is the 4th reliever of the game. And here it's runners on first and second, no outs in the 8th, trailing 3-2. Strike 1 on Nimmo. Ball and a strike. Nimmo last time up. RBI ground out in the 6th. They made it 3-1. The Dodgers scored 1 in the 7th. Efforting yet another comeback.
Will Klein thrust into the fire right here. Get a run and get back in the game a little closer, only 1-run deficit. This is a huge inning to get out of. Oh, you wish you had your challenge.
3 balls and a strike. Ground ball right side and through. Into right center field. Here comes Young, and the Rangers get the run right back. So it's 4-2 Texas. And still no outs.
We've seen some hitters counts, and we've seen Texas let the bat go with hitters counts. 3-1, 3-0. They're swinging. They're not hitting it hard, but they're putting it in play and finding holes.
And taking advantage of free passes. And not even, and it's not just the walks, right, Oral? Because when you find yourself in 3-ball counts, 3-0 or 3-1, now you got to throw something over the plate.
Yeah, it's got to be over the plate. You got a batter up there with relaxed hands and feeling good. So yeah, they go up a notch, and you kind of go down a notch in effectiveness and what you have to execute.
Ball and a strike on Evan Carter. He's reached 3 times and gone deep today. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Still 2-2 on Carter. Klein trying to hunker down and hold the line at 2. Give the Dodgers a chance. Their final 6 outs at the plate. They'll have 4, 5, and 6 in the bottom of the 8th. Freeman, Muncy, and then Alex Freeland's spot. 2-2. Line drive caught by Rojas. It's short, and the runners stay.
It's not the jump that's impressive. It's what his head is doing and his eyes are doing as soon as he gets down. And it's before he even lands after the jump that he is looking around for where could I possibly double somebody up.
Number 5, Corey Seager.
Back to Corey Seager. First and third, 1 out in the 8th, 4-2. The Rangers lead. Skips by Rushing. Duran streaking home. And the Dodgers give another 90 feet and give away another run. 5-2.
It's easy to say this game has not been cleanly played by the Dodgers. It really is turning ugly. It is a miracle that Texas doesn't have more runs. They've had 18 base runners and now just 5 runs, and that wild pitch scores the 5th one.
Now you take double play out of order 2. As Nimmo's on second. They will intentionally walk Seager in a 2-0 count.
Corey Seager is being intentionally walked, bringing up number 21, Jake Berger.
Strike 1 on Jake Berger. Oh, 2.
Looking to roll a pair right here. The intentional walk to Seager sets up the double play again. Put it to good use.
Fastball low outside. Klein seemed to lose his footing there. A ball and 2 strikes. Well received by Rushing. Framed up a fastball. Strike 3 on Berger. His 4th K.
Top of the strike zone, slightly on the outside corner, and that was well done.
Two outs in the 8th. Jock Peterson standing in the way of Will Klein. 5-2 Rangers as Klein delivers strike 1.
Anything in the outfield you are diving for. You've got to keep the score where it's at. Anything in the infield you are diving for. You've got to keep the ball in the infield.
0-2. Here's the pitch. Peterson went around. The ball skips away, so Rushing's got to throw to first to make it official. That ends the inning, but Texas scores 2 to extend the lead. The Dodgers trail by 3. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by Mercury Insurance. John Hartung, Jerry Harrison Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parr standing by in studio. Jay Hare telling the Dodgers keep fighting. Down to their last 6 outs, they trail 5-2. Ball 1 to Freddie Freeman. A couple of guys with roots in Orange, California facing off here. Freddie Freeman and Cole Winn. Ball and a strike. Winn was a star at Orange Lutheran High School. The 15th overall pick in 2018. 2-1. Freddie just a couple years older out of El Medina. Looking to start a rally. 3-1.
Not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. He might be taken all the way right here.
Oh. High in the air, right center field. Carter at the wall makes the catch. It was elevated. Probably would have been ball 4. Even still, Freeman just missed a homer. First pitch strike to Max Muncy. Fly to right. Nimmo with plenty of room. 2 gone in the 8th. Well, if Alex Freeland can get on, it guarantees Ohtani a shot in the 9th.
The 5th round was a tough one to swallow.
Yep.
There's a lot more pressure on the pitcher when they're only down by 2, because somebody gets on, you're just facing the tying run all the time. Down by 3, it's a lot more relaxing on the mound. Changes your pitch selection, changes where you really are thinking about throwing the ball more to the middle of the plate.
2-0 for Freeland. And it's just been one of those days, a sloppy Sunday for the boys in blue, and still they have a chance. 5-2. 2 outs in the 8th, but the bases are empty. Here's the 3-0. Strike 1. Ball 4. So Freeland finds his way on. So now you know, without a doubt, you'll see Ohtani in the 9th.
Yep. As long as Freeland doesn't make an out on the base path with the hitter still at the plate and rushing. And I don't think that is a long shot. Super short lead. Not going to try and move up on anything that is short of the backstop.
Rangers have a challenge up. They're not going to use it there. 2-0 for Dalton Rushing. Doubled and scored his last trip up there in the 7th. Earlier you saw Will Smith grab a bat and helmet. Now you see Teoscar Hernandez starting to armor up.
It's a small discussion on the mound about how to get him out, but really a bigger discussion and motivation to just get the ball over the plate.
The 2-0 from Wynn. Big hack, no contact. Fastball at 95.
Yeah, and just really aiming right down the middle and executed it. Strength against strength.
Nod of the head from Rushing. Now the 2-1 stays high. Ball 3. No longer Alex Call on deck. It's Will Smith. The 3-1. Strike 2 and the count goes full.
Old-fashioned hardball. Fall behind 2-0, get a visit from your catcher, and then we are just throwing fastballs near the middle.
Two outs. Freeland takes off. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. But Danny Jansen issues an ABS challenge.
The call on the field is the ball. The catcher is challenging.
This is the 4th challenge for Jansen today. He's 2 for 3 so far. And it's strike 3.
Texas has one
He steals another one, and that ends the 8th inning. The Dodgers strand another runner. It remains 5-2 Texas. Here's the 9th inning. 5-2. The Dodgers behind Texas in this series finale. The Rangers trying to avoid a sweep. Dodgers have already locked up the series win. Will Klein's first pitch of the 9th is a strike to Danny Jansen. The backstop has 3 walks today and 3 successful ABS challenges behind the plate.
For a team that doesn't challenge much, very good accuracy.
We saw how he was received back in the Ranger dugout following the most recent one, which got Cole Winn an inning-ending strikeout. Dalton Rushing. So instead of facing Will Smith as the tying run in the 8th, inning over.
I really like the ABS system. I think it's fantastic the way it's been integrated into the game, the way they tested it in the minor leagues and then brought it here. Right there with the pitch clock. They have really done a nice job in New York making the game more enjoyable.
1 out in the 9th. Josh Smith. Bottom of the order has been productive today for the Rangers. Of course, they've had some help taking the walks that were handed to them. 10 walks for the Dodgers pitching staff today, the most for the team since September of last season when they walked 10 San Francisco Giants. But they won that game. The Dodgers did. Up to this point, it's been too much to bear today.
I still think hands down the best team in baseball. And everybody's going to be shooting for them.
Slap to third. Muncy on the backhand throws across his body. Heck of an effort, but not going to get Smith.
He was doing his best impression of Nolan Arenado, but I don't even think Arenado throws anybody out in this ball. This one, he has to contort his body to twist and turn, and no way you can get enough arm strength to get that over there. Cue shot that works.
1 on 1 out. Josh Young fouls away a strike. Down at Petco Park, the Padres inching closer to a sweep of the Rockies. They lead 7-2 in the 9th. That would be a 5th consecutive win for San Diego. And if the scores hold, the Dodgers lead the division. It would be 1.5 games. Oh, and 2. Runner goes. Hit hard. Foul of first.
You just mentioned it would be a 1.5 game lead on the Padres. Dodgers win the division by double figures, higher or lower.
You ask? Oh, you're asking me. Say lower.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be higher if they stay healthy.
Chopper toward third. Muncy's going to let it roll, and smartly so.
If somebody wins 89, they got to win 99.
Part of the influence of my answer, Oral, is I just the way where the organization is. This is just my opinion.
Yeah, I know where you're headed.
Yeah. It's gotten to the point where it's sort of like, you think about the San Antonio Spurs and their run that they had. The regular season didn't matter. They finished 5th best record and they didn't care, right? But for the Dodgers, obviously they want one of those top 2 seeds in a way. But winning 100 games in the single season record, I truly think that is irrelevant to Dave Roberts and company. Don't care.
It's not even on the list of goals.
No, I mean, the last 2 seasons they won
93 and 98,
right? So.
No, I'm with you on that. That's why I said if they stay healthy, because that
good throw from Rushing.
Beautiful. And a great tag from Alex Freeland. Throw, doesn't even try and get on top. He just sidearms it with the shoulder turn, and that made it tail a little bit. And that one hop tag by Freeland. Some really good hands.
No challenge from the Rangers.
Dalton appreciates it.
I saw Freeland, Dave, rushing the golf clap on this Masters Sunday.
Rory McIlroy won that by 1 shot over Scotty Scheffler. I just saw that on the news a little bit. Came across my phone.
So back-to-back Green Jackets, now back-to-back World Series champions trying to rally in the 9th. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Josh Young. Dodger diehard Max Homa, by the way, top 10 finish in the Masters for those wondering.
I don't know who would be wondering. What? These guys are giving me dirty looks right now. I want to know why.
You?
Well, we're doing a baseball game. Why are you talking golf?
The 3-2. Fouled away because he's a Dodger fan.
Okay.
Diehard Dodger fan.
I'll get everybody in the top 10's phone number and call them to see what team they're fans of. Scotty Scheffler, what do you think?
No, he's a Texas kid. He's
Rory McIlroy's, it's a soccer team.
Another 3-2 from Klein. Waving a miss, strike 3. And so the deficit is 3. The Dodgers have 3 outs. In the 9th, trailing by 3 in this series. And the Dodgers make it the other.
Dodgers need some hits. They need some base runners to get to that tying run situation.
Alex called to lead things off. Then Miguel Rojas is spotted the order, but you see Will Smith on deck now, and Shohei Ohtani in the hole. He is the potential tying run. Strike one from Junis. Callers reached twice today. Singled in the third, walked in the fifth. Quickly 0-2. Junis so far this year, 6 appearances. He has yet to give up a run. 7 innings, no walks either. 4 Ks. Couple of saves, couple of holds.
It's a long shot, but the Dodgers are looking for a comeback win. They have the most in the major leagues with 7. This would be an exciting one.
And they have 2 already this year when trailing after 6 innings. That was a rarity in 2025. Just 8 such victories all season long. He dropped the 1-2. Danny Jansen challenging another pitch.
There's a ball. The catcher is challenging.
And I think he's going to win another one. Yeah. That's strike 3.
Texas has 1 challenge remaining.
He has been good.
4 for 5 on challenges today, Danny Jansen.
Hitting for the Dodgers, number 16, Will Smith.
Will Smith pinch hitting in the 9th inning. Slow heartbeat. I mean, given that production, you would love him to be the tying run at the plate. Now they're asking him to be the rally starter. 2-0.
We say it has to be in the keyhole. Well, the next 2 pitches need to be in the pinhole.
That's outside.
Even if you get the one you want and you hit it hard, you still got fielders out there that can make an out.
Designated hitter number 17, Ohtani.
Ball 1 to Shohei.
Team pitching right here is throwing it near the middle and challenging Shohei. Selfish pitching is trying to get him out on the edges.
Ball and a strike. Tying run on deck with Kyle Tucker. 5-2 Texas in the 9th. 1 on, 1 out, 1 ball and 1 strike. Over the top of that fastball, 1-2. Ohtani chases a change and strikes out swinging. The Dodgers down to their final out.
Outstanding changeup. Looks like the fastball down the middle and has great depth.
Number 23, Kyle Tucker.
Smith takes second. Rangers are different to it. Ball 1 to Kyle Tucker. Smith's going to do it again. 2-0. Ball 3.
Walks have been a theme in today's game, but mostly for the Dodger pitchers. They walked 10. Last time they did that was last September. It was against the Giants. They won 2-1.
Strike one on the inside corner. Same thing you said for Smith applies for Tucker. Forget the keyhole, the pinhole. Bring the tying run to the plate. And Tucker hits it hard, but it hooks foul of the right field pole. That was an encouraging sound, though. You say that.
Last time we saw somebody do that was Max Muncy, and he was telling Dave Roberts, "I am close." And the next night, he hit 3 home runs. I hope that's a good sign for Kyle Tucker. Maybe not today, but tomorrow get it started.
Dodgers down to their last strike. Tucker to right center. It stays up for Carter, and that ends the game. The Rangers avoid the series sweep, stealing the finale 5-2.
They win the series, but they stall at the 7 mark with comeback victories.
Too many walks issued, too many strikeouts offensively, not clean enough defensively, but they still win the series. They start a new one tomorrow against the visiting New York Mets. Coming up next is Access Sportsnet Dodgers to break this one down. So on behalf of the Bulldog Oral Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and our amazing crew, Stephen Nelson, thanks for being with us all weekend as the Dodgers took the series from Texas.
Access Sportsnet Dodgers is brought to you by Mercury Insurance.